DC, obviously not a new experience for you, but now that fight week's here, how does this differ from last time?
You know, man, I don't have all the animosity built in. I can focus on the task at hand, which is beating Anthony Johnson. Last time I had all this frustration towards Jones and trying to fight him. This feels good. It feels really, really good.
You talked about the emotion made it difficult last time. How did that manifest itself? Was it like in a game plan thing, in a feeling? How did it affect you?
Just like I was just actually watching the fight today, and I was watching the first 3 rounds, and it was a pace that was tough. I normally wouldn't push, you know, that crazy. Just wanting to get my hands on him so bad. Just everything. And then I felt like this dump that I can't really explain. I normally can fight long, I can fight hard, but this last time I felt this dump and I couldn't really explain it.
Does this still feel different from the fights that came before it, being a title fight, being here, being the headliner?
Not really anymore, because I don't think anything could be as big as the last one. You know, and it's like you fall into a comfort zone. I've headlined 5 cards now, being my Strikeforce Championship fight against Barnett. UFC card. I was training for the headline the New Orleans card, so it's like now I feel like I headline cards. So it's kind of where I feel like I should be, you know. So it feels good. It feels different, but good. It feels much better than the last.
You were focused on John for so long. That fight was kind of behind you, but now you feel in for him. You still kind of feel that shadow of him.
After the fight with Jones, I almost felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder when I left here January 4th. I was like, you know, it didn't work out, but now I can separate myself from this guy. And then the positive test came week afterwards, so now we're tied together again. And then okay, that goes back, and then this happens. It's like now I'm back tied to him. It's like I cannot separate myself from John Jones. You know, at the end of the day, John will get himself together. And how good would it be for you guys to come back, and then he has to come back in the challenger's role against me? I'll run his ass through the mud.
How do you think in this fight pose more of a challenge for Rumble than maybe Jones does because of what you bring?
I don't know, man. You know, Anthony says that, but it's all about matchups. So maybe he felt like he matched up better with John. I don't know. I don't know how you could think that whenever he beat me, you know. So, and Jones presents a lot of puzzles for anyone to try and figure out. But again, styles make fights. I believe I have a great style for Anthony Johnson.
You had to cut this training camp short just by a couple of weeks. In practical terms, what did that mean for you? What did you have to rush for?
It's a little condensed in terms of weight management is all. I was already training hard, so weight management needs to change a little bit. I had to start to pull it down a little faster. I don't feel any effects from it. I mean, I feel great. My weight's been awesome, and I feel ready to go. I guess the biggest difference would have been over the course of these last 3 weeks, I've sparred 40 rounds of Velasquez. And if I had 5 weeks, I wouldn't have done 40 rounds of Velasquez because I would have put it off as much as I could. But knowing that it was such a short period of time, I used them for as much as I could.
Where's the Ryan Bader animosity?
Stand up, or do you expect it to be on the ground?
I expect it to be everywhere. You know, when I watch Rumble Johnson, he's a bully. You know, he bullies guys, he makes them go backwards, and he traps them. I'm not going to allow that. If he tries to bully me, I'll stand right in front of him, and as he hits me, I'll hit him right back. And then we'll see how the bully handles when he can't, when nobody's going to run away from him. So, it doesn't matter where the fight goes. I hold advantages in a lot of places.
Where's the Ryan Bader animosity coming from?
There's no Ryan Bader animosity. It's just Bader's talking, you know, which is smart. You know, he should, because he's got to do something to make himself interesting. But Bader needs to sit his ass down and be quiet is what he needs to do. I've got a championship to win over here, and this dude's Twittering me. He's lucky he's not over here right now. I'll kick his ass on Friday before I fight Rumble on Saturday.
When do you actually quit checking social media? Do you keep looking up to the fight? Or?
All the way. All the way. Why not? Fuels me. People, the sentiment is that I'm in over my head. And I enjoy seeing that because it motivates me. I don't know where it come from, but let them believe it. It'll feel good on Saturday night whenever I get my hand raised.
do you feel differently about John now? What things he's going through? Maybe some sympathy for him a little bit, like it was a tough time.
You know what, man? Do I feel different towards Jones? No, I mean, I feel bad for his family and the people around him, but he's making these decisions. I think it's time for people to stop feeling sorry for this guy and make him realize that he has to get things done the right way. I mean, by feeling sorry for Jones, it's almost like you enabled a guy to continue to do bad things. I mean, I don't feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for the people closest to him, because these decisions don't affect just John. It affects everybody around him. So no, I don't feel sorry for John. I feel sorry for the lady he hit in the car that has a baby coming. I feel sorry for his parents who have to wake up every morning and see those types of things in the media. I don't feel sorry for him. He did this.
Do you think if the NAC had instituted the new drug rules before this accident happened, that it would have kept it from happening?
I mean, I don't know, man. You can't tie all these things together. You know, they're all different incidents. You don't know. If there's anything that I take from this is with Jones is he has an issue. He has some demons. And not only because of this incident, because of the past incidents, and even the failed test before him and I fought. This is arguably the biggest fight of your career, and a month before you're doing those types of things. So I don't know what the NAC would do. I think what we need to focus more on is him becoming a better person and him fixing himself. None of us should sit here and worry about John Jones the athlete. You worry about John Jones the person, because that's what's important right now. He has some demons and some issues he needs to take care of on that front before he can get back to all this. This will always be here waiting for him. He's 27 years old. Get himself together and be a better person, and then worry about the athlete.
When you talked about being tied to him, and obviously we're not helping create any separation, have you taken concrete steps to sort of psychologically separate yourself from him?
I mean, I felt like that when I was going to fight Bader, but then this happened, you know, so there is no separation. We will be tied together for a long time. What you guys saw in January probably was not the last time John and I would have fought. So I'm not worried about the separation. I'm worried about Anthony Johnson. You know, that's the guy that I have to fight. Nobody wants to fight that guy. You go fight Anthony Johnson. Okay. So I'm going to worry about Anthony Johnson.
James said on the radio today that whenever Jones gets all his issues taken care of, and he's fit and ready to come back, that he's going to step in and immediately fight for the title. Do you think he deserves that, or do you think he should have to work his way back?
100% deserves a title shot, if it's not too long. If John's gone for a year and a half, is it fair to John to stick him right back into a championship fight with whoever the champion is? I think it's his decision ultimately. If he decides he wants to fight before, let him fight before. He's earned that by defeating 8 different guys in 8 title defenses. But if he decides he wants to fight for the belt right away, yes, he has earned the right to a title shot whenever he wants it.
One more question, gang. Last question.
You've heard the storyline. Hey, all that Anthony Johnson has to do is land one punch, and all you have to do is avoid the one punch. Is that too simple?
I think we're oversimplifying this fight. Anthony Johnson does not need to knock me out to win this fight. He can win this fight a lot of ways. Just as I don't have to wrestle Anthony Johnson to win, I can beat him in a stand-up fight if I need to. But you're right, you know, I hear it over and over. Anthony Johnson has the big power, but where's the technical breakdown? Where's everything else? Everybody's talking about Anthony Johnson's power. Where's everything else? When you break me down, you talk about my power, but you also talk about my wrestling. You talk about my grappling. You talk about my ability to go forward and fight. There's layers. Just having power is not going to be enough to win a fight against me. Maybe it was enough to beat Alexander Gustafsson and Phil Davis and the rest of those guys, but they're not Daniel Cormier. So, take it as you want. Power ain't enough. I'm telling you this right now. And if his belief in his power is that strong, great. But I hope he has plan A, B, C, D, E, and F, G, you know? Because I almost forgot my damn ABCs just there. You saw that? If he doesn't have the other levels, he's gonna be in trouble.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.